You ever wake up and have this uncontrollable feeling just to say something, to share a story, to spread some knowledge, to tell a joke, just something? Well, welcome to my life. It's like no matter how hard I try to resist, I always feel like there's something to be said, especially when it comes to the preservation of Black culture. So when I came across the Preserving Black Legacy Fellowship, I knew it was for me. I said to myself, myself said, I said, I think our prayers might be answered. The PBL Fellowship will give me the opportunity to finally share Black stories with the world. Ask anybody who knows me. I love Detroit. And when I say love, honey, I love Detroit. From being born and raised on 7 Mile, to living on West Chicago, and even teaching in schools from the East Side to Eastern Market, there isn't a place in Detroit that I don't love. The city that raised me is also the city of swag, resilience, and culture. If you ask me, Detroit is the place that makes this country's heartbeat. And not just Detroit, but specifically Black Detroit.
Black magic, black magic.
On my journey seeking the warmth of other suns, I quickly realized why outsiders exclaiming "it's so cold in the deep" couldn't be further from the truth. When the world showed what cold truly felt like, I knew I could always go home and feel real warm. Growing up on 7 Mile and Greenfield, Blackness has always been a huge part of my foundation. From neighborhood block parties to discipline being accepted from any trusted elder, this is where I learned that Blackness means community, altruism, and love. This neighborhood and the importance of community will serve as the focus of my archival project. Inspired by my time observing the crowd of a celebration honoring a life gone too soon, my project will explore the impacts generational interfamilial connections have on one support system. As I looked around the sanctuary, I was quickly reminded of how I ended up in this space to begin with. I grew up with the deceased, who was the son of my neighbor, who is the cousin of my cousin's wife, who lived on the same block as my family growing up. Through the overlap of these connections, I began to question, would I have the support system I have today if community bonds weren't created in previous generations, and how the lack of real-world relationship building today impacts the collective strength of the Black community. It's undeniable that the ways of the world have changed. We've gone from a time of neighbors knowing each other and kids playing outside to neighbors being strangers and kids stuck behind screens battling cyberbullying. For a culture so ingrained in collective progress, this dramatic shift may have long-lasting impacts. And that's what I plan to uncover through the PBL Fellowship. Through one-on-one interviews, community events, and in-depth research, I plan to investigate how communal bonds can strengthen one's support system, how today's societal shifts may impact that, and what we can do as a Black community to preserve this key tenet of our culture. So again, I say to myself, I think our prayers have finally been answered. And now, through the PBL Fellowship, maybe I can go to bed relieved from finally being able to tell the stories I was born to tell. I love us for real.